Everything is broken, and nothing's going right.
Hello and welcome to Basement Fodder, the only show who one of its hosts nearly got his testicles destroyed by a cat. I'm Todd.
I'm Dave. And I got my testicles nearly destroyed by the dog. Remember?
Yes.
Story? Yeah, so it's like animals.
Boy, animals don't like our balls.
Dude, just bare claws on sack. Like no pants protection whatsoever.
Oh god. I'm like asleep in my lovely recliner that goes all the way back, so I'm almost flat. Cat tree is about 3 feet away to the right. Cat decides it would be a super stupendous idea to go like a big old flaming leap and just go all four paws in my testicles while I'm dead asleep. Not a great way to be woken up. I'm gonna be honest about that. No. Talk about an alarm clock. You never fucking hit the snooze button on that motherfucker.
What? Oh god, my scrotum.
Well, we're back.
Yeah.
Off like a prom dress. Ready to rock and roll.
Yeah.
It's been an eventful time period. One of the biggest stories right now, of course, since, we're wrestling MMA fans, was the Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather fight.
Or as I like to call it, the Great White Hype Fight.
It was hard not to see Damon Wayans and Peter Berg in there.
Fuck no, it's not, because that's what fucking we got.
He's scared of me. Yeah. I'm going to make him smooch the donkey, ref. I'm going to make him smooch the donkey. Oh, God. No, you know what? It was better than that, though. Honestly. Like, it wasn't the greatest fight I've ever seen. But that's what it was, though. It was very much like that.
Yeah, I don't say it's the Great White Hype Fight as it was a sad, pathetic fucking piece of shit. I say it's the Great White Hype Fight because that's what they did in the movie. They hyped this fucking thing up like it was going to be the end all, like, oh my god. And we got a good fight. We didn't get a great fight.
I would say, considering some of the Mayweather fights that I've seen, he gave him a better fight than a lot of guys have. He
did, but it still was not, like, a great fight.
No, but considering all the factors that go against it, the fact that he's never boxed before, the fact that he's not a boxer.
Yeah.
Like,
but he did better striking in that than he did in MMA, for the most part,
Fuck you, computer. To go in there and last 10 rounds with a guy who arguably, and definitely very arguably... Was it 10 or was it 12? I think it was 10 or... No, I thought he got knocked out in the 10th.
But, well, it was supposed to be 12.
It was supposed to be, but no, to go in there and last 10 rounds with a guy who is arguably one of the top boxers of all time. Yeah. Like, whether you like Mayweather or not, and I don't, he's won a lot.
Yeah, that's true.
You can question his opponents, which I have, and like the fact that he's heavily protected, and he's been heavily protected, and he's never fought anyone of note until they were out of their prime, in my opinion.
What's his face? Pacquiao.
Pacquiao was out of his prime once they actually fought. He was 3 years past his prime. He waited until Pacquiao was done, and then like, oh yeah, I'm going to fight him then.
But he was past his prime at that time too.
I think he was in better condition than Pacquiao was at that point.
Yeah. If I recall, Pacquiao was younger than him in that fight.
And that's not about age, it's about what damage you take. And the difference between Pacquiao, to me, the difference between Pacquiao and Mayweather is Pacquiao fought real fights.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's true.
So the damage that he took was fucking real. Like, I don't know. To me, like, Mayweather is that, like, Apollo kind of champion where, like, his opponents are handpicked, fighting Rocky Balboa and shit. Some, like, motherfucker nobody's ever heard of from... I mean, just, I don't know. I watched it at work when I should have been working, but that's fine. I was watching it with my boss, so it's okay. And I don't know, like, Conor was fighting his instincts the whole fight.
Yeah.
Which, that's going to happen when you're a guy who's an MMA fighter who's going into a situation where you can't do about 80% of the things you could do when you're fighting your style.
In MMA, when a guy, like, cinches up on you and shit like that, you can toss, you can take him to the mat, you can do all kinds of stuff.
And you can see the look on his face, like every time they would, like boxing hugging, every time they'd wrap up, you could see Conor want to fucking lock his, hands and just fucking suplex his bastard, like.
Yeah.
Okay, and there's part of me that kept, like, kind of half-ass hoping for, like, just get DQ'd for, like, fucking throwing him over his shoulders and shit and just beating the shit out of him in a ground and pound.
Yeah, like, gosh, it's cool, Just one good wham.
Now tell me, if the situation had been reversed and Floyd went into the octagon, would it have gone as successfully for him?
No.
God, no.
Fuck. Actually, it probably would have been a quicker fight. It would have been like that would have been no fucking joke because Mayweather would have got destroyed because of the arsenal that fucking McGregor has. He would have easily did a couple strikes, did some combos, some kicks. Then he would have took him to the mat and basically just beat the shit out of Mayweather. He would have pinned him against the cage and beat the shit out of him. He would have put him in a submission move. He'd have been like, I'm gonna try and defend, and be an asshole like I do in the boxing ring. And McGregor would have been like, armbar, and fucking like, I'm gonna snap that shit, like.
Once submissions enter the picture,
you're done.
You're done. Yeah.
There are now boxing as a thing in your arsenal for MMA. Great, you've seen guys. Dan Henderson is my go-to when it comes to that. Motherfucker is an amazing striker, like ridiculously amazing striker, and he's a boxer. Like he has boxing training.
He does. The thing is, though, like to me, there's a difference between a pure striker and a boxer. Because like a boxer is stylistic. Like it's more like subterfuge and movement and picking spots, but striking is just pure power striking.
Yeah.
And I think the other thing with Conor is like he's not used to full force punching. Yeah. Like MMA, of course, you punch with full force, but not every punch is with full force. No. Like with boxing, you have to put as much as your body behind a punch as you can because you're going for knockout power. You're going hurting bombs. You're like fucking. You need to build the hurting bombs and shit.
He played it smart though because he didn't do that though. He played more of the like stick the jab.
Yeah, like, I mean he has a strong jab.
He fucking he put that jab more on Mayweather than I have seen a lot of people like touch it. Like he, even if it was just booping him on the nose, which there was a lot of that. Where he just like, boop. But I mean, he did, man. There was like just times where he was just like you could see it, like Mayweather was going in, he was just ridiculously. Like, it was nice. There was good parts of it, and there was bad parts of it. Would I have paid the $100 and some odd for it?
Fuck no.
Fuck no.
Fuck no.
Yeah, I don't feel like that was...
I mean, no, I totally watched it by legitimate means.
Fuck no, I watched that shit on Facebook Live. Somebody else paid for it, and I got to watch it for free. Actually, my friend Facebook Live that shit at the fucking, like, the bar and grill. Like, so I got to watch it for that.
I'll say this, though, like, from our era when we were younger and stuff, and Tyson was fighting on pay-per-view, this to me is more value for money than buying a $100 Tyson fight in the 90s when they last, like, 7-8 seconds. And you get some fucking tomato can meat-beating fucking undercard.
Everybody knew what was going to happen when it came to a Tyson fight. The only time that there was ever kind of a question was when he was taking on Evander. Like, anybody else, you knew he was going to fucking obliterate him. Because, like, and even when he got to Evander, the only reason there was, like, was because he would have been aged. It was kind of one of those, he was past that prime of, like, the fucking hurting bombs. And Evander was actually kind of a fucking a thinking fighter, but he was a dick and he made a mistake. Yeah. But I mean, it was one of those. You knew what was happening. You knew what you were getting and shit. Like, but at the time, you didn't have all the things that we do now to where it'd be like, I can go to
unless you had a scrambler, you pretty much were it. Like,
like
go to a bar and watch it, or go.
Even then,
even then, there wasn't a lot of bars that did pay-per-views and stuff.
They didn't really do it, So
there was a time where like fucking shit like that used to get shown in movie theaters. Like,
I remember that.
I remember like fucking Tyson fights when I was a kid being like at the AMC cinema and shit. Like, paid $20 to go watch it.
Yeah.
I remember famously my dad getting like a Tyson fight when I was a kid, and like everybody was at our house, and fucking he went to go get a beer, and it was over.
Yeah, like
literally. Just
what
like,
the fuck?
Knockout, and they're like, oh, what the fuck? They're like $100 well spent. Shit.
Yeah.
I remember him being quite furious and me thinking it was very, very funny.
Yeah. Again, I tell people, I was like, if this wasn't his first fight, then you knew what was happening. You knew. Yeah, you knew this what was going to go down. So,
what about these shit talking rumors that I keep hearing about Mayweather's ex-wife saying that like they threw the fight?
So, the whole thing in conjunction with some other shit that I heard of is interesting because not only is there that rumor, there was also the thing about Mayweather getting turned down because he tried to put a $400,000 bet on himself, and they said
It's not illegal to bet on yourself.
No, it's not. But most places won't do it.
Yeah.
They won't They're like, no. You know, especially interesting considering so here's all the, a lot of not facts but just rumor stuff that was going around. One fact though is that if McGregor had won, this would have been the biggest payout in Vegas history. Yeah. And Vegas was not happy about this.
Right.
Because up until the fight, they had been basically doing whatever they could to make the odds, basically to get people to bet on Mayweather. Yeah. Even though his odds were suck ass. Yeah. You know, and he did. He had two $1 million bets, a couple $100,000 bets and stuff like that. There was more money, bigger money.
But you're not making any money though, because he's the favorite. So it's not smart money to bet on him. No.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of was.
Well, to some extent, yeah.
But there was that. There's the whole Vegas not being very happy if McGregor won, because then they'd have to pay out a shit ton. And then his ex-wife comes out and basically says that, it was fixed, that McGregor was supposed to lose,
I don't know if I believe that, because, McGregor is not, he's a worker. He's definitely a worker. Mm-hmm. But I just don't see him taking a dive.
Okay, so here's my thing. Why, if this had been any other fight, I would have immediately been like, nah, I don't really believe it. The thing with this is there are reasons why this could be plausible.
Well, I'm not saying it's not plausible. Yeah. I don't know. I've followed him enough to know that he has a level of integrity with fights.
To a degree, yes.
But I don't know. Boxing, I don't know. This is so weird. I guess it's just because, I don't know, of boxing's reputation in general. But, I never am surprised to hear people say that boxers would take a dive and shit. Because it's just kind of part of how it's always been. That culture is there.
I mean, it is. But here's what you got to understand. Mayweather a couple of years ago had $700 million. And within, the span of maybe a little over 5 years or a little less, he blew $400 million. He was down to below $300 million. He needed this fight. This is what Dana said. He's like, Mayweather will do it because he needs the money. This guy hemorrhages money.
This is the motherfucker that carried $1 million around in a fucking duffel bag everywhere he went.
Yeah. And that's the thing.
Because he thinks he's hard enough that no one can take it from him. I don't know if boxing gloves can stop a bullet, dumb nuts.
Well, it's I'm going to try and take it, except for you got 1,900 fucking, linebacker-sized security guards that kill me.
Fair enough.
But the thing is that he needs the money. And the other thing to mention is this will literally probably be his last fight.
Oh, yeah. Well, if he doesn't retire now, he's stupid, because it's the perfect career. Yeah. 50-0, perfect career. Yeah. The number's good. You
got them to make this a legit boxing match, so you break Rocky Marciano's record, which is bullshit.
It's bullshit.
It's bullshit. And you end with a 50-0. But the thing is, you got enough to break back even where you were a couple years ago, which means in another 5 or so years, he's going to be back to where, he's needing money again. But he's not going to be able to box anymore.
It blows my mind that someone could blow through that much money, realistically.
Dude, he literally just ridiculously blows through money. And that's the thing. Look at the money difference. He got $400 million. Conor got 100, and that was before the fight. That was the agreed upon numbers. After the fight, he ended up getting more around closer to 500 million, and Conor got maybe closer to 100 or maybe 200 million. Close.
Did you go in there and let Floyd Mayweather kick your ass for $100 million? Fuck yes. As long as he didn't kill me, I don't give a shit. Go ahead and fuck punch me, because I know I wouldn't last more than 30 seconds anyway.
If it was Mayweather in his prime, probably not. Mayweather now, I don't know. He really didn't look that great in the match. Like he did towards the end, but in the beginning it looked like he get caught by shots where he kept trying to do that like rope-a-dope, like spin his head down, and he was so slow by the time he was bringing his head back. McGregor was just like, bow, and just stick him. But so the possibility that they may have fixed it, because you could even go as so far as to say Vegas got involved and was like, look, if you take a dive, we'll give you this much money. Because if for some reason McGregor won, it would have fucking been ridiculous.
It would have been, but here's my other thing about it, though. If it was a fix, it should have been a better finish. Because the finish was shit.
I mean...
A standing TKO?
Yeah.
That's a shit finish. Like, if you're building a fight, if you're gonna, like, Vince McMahon engineer this fucking super fight, aren't you gonna get a more entertaining fucking finish than that? Like a credible finish? Because that, to me, like, that's a disputable finish. You don't want a disputable finish on a fucking match like that. You want a fucking knockout. Or you want something, like, you want him on his knees and gets TKO'd instead of fucking standing up and saying, I'm still ready.
Well, see, I've heard different accounts of what happened to that. Like, that the thing is...
I don't know. I was watching it. I never heard him say he wasn't ready.
I've had people that were watching it that said he was hugging the ropes and saying he was done.
No, I didn't hear him say he was done, but...
Like, well, not like heard him, but you could see him basically mouthing it like, I'm done, basically, like, I've seen in other things. So, I mean, that's controversial. But the thing about it is, a knockout wouldn't be believable. Because everyone has stated... Mayweather does not have knockout power in his hands. He has glass hands. Like, he can get points on you, but he doesn't have knockout power in the hands. He's never had it, you know? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it'd be believable if McGregor knocked out Mayweather. It would be highly suspect if Mayweather somehow managed to knock out McGregor. Because if he doesn't get knocked out by, like... And this is a guy who has fought... and got titles in 2 different MMA weight classes, and he hasn't gotten knocked out. So, I mean, that's where it would be like, you're trying to get people to believe that Mayweather knocked him out. It's more believable that some bullshit fucking TKO point thing happened than it would be to be a knockout. But, I mean, we'll never know. It's all kinds of crazy shit. And it's also coming from his ex-wife, who I imagine probably got fucked by a prenup and got no money. So she's pissy.
Yeah, how the fuck would you even know? Like,
you're the ex-wife. Yeah, how would you know?
Is he calling you and like getting you in on his fucking plans? Like, what the fuck? So. Here's the thing. This fight was a no-lose situation for both fighters.
No.
Because
this is one of the
even losing, McGregor walks out of there
ever.
A bigger star than he walked in.
Yeah.
If anything, it further legitimizes him.
Mm-hmm.
He was already legitimized in his own sport.
Yeah.
But it further legitimizes him when he can walk into a sport that he's never done and last 10 rounds with one of the greatest of all time, you know, according to some. And Mayweather walks away, his career intact, his record perfect, everything. Like, there's it's a no-lose situation. And he walks away with fucking $500 million. And Conor walks out with a bigger payday than he ever has gotten.
Oh, yeah.
Or will get from Dana.
Yeah.
Even Brock doesn't make that payout.
Yeah. No, that's another situation that, like, fucking...
I have zero interest in seeing Brock back in the octagon, I'll be honest. Like, I'm afraid he's going to kill himself.
Well, I mean, there was talk about possibly having the super fight between John Jones and, Brock... But then Jones got fucking busted, and Brock still has to do his suspension.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I take Jones in that fight.
And that's actually what a lot of people said. Like, everybody was like, Brock's bigger, but Jones is a better fighter. He's a better fighter. Not to mention, he's got power in those hands. If he was smart, he would hurt Brock with some fucking body shots, like some fucking punches and some kicks right to that abdomen.
Right in that abdomen. Where
right
he's
to that
vulnerable
abdomen.
As fuck and could literally die if hit the wrong way.
Yeah.
Like, you're with Vince right now and you're making shitloads of money for doing basically nothing.
Yeah.
Why the fuck would you risk your life to fight a real fight again? when you know that anyone who steps in there for you is going to be going straight for your fucking, gut, man.
Because they're like, he's tapped, he quit, I win.
Any fucking buddy is going to walk in there and be like, all right, here we go, gut shot after gut shot until you fucking piss yourself and die. Like, I'm sorry, if I'm walking in there with him, I'm fucking hitting him as hard as I possibly can in the belly and, like, nowhere else.
Round and pound his abdomen, just like...
throw strikes, kicks, whatever I have to do to make that motherfucker piss blood till he dies.
Yeah, it's I don't know. The thing is like, I think he's starting to realize in where he's at, the fan base is starting to get a little annoyed because he's a part-time champion and they hate part-time champion.
The biggest thing is that he doesn't need to have the belt. Like, you don't need the belt on Brock to legitimize Brock. He's already legitimized.
No, the problem with Brock being in the WWE again is if he's not wearing the belt, you're wondering why. Like, why does he not have the belt? Because he can easily destroy everyone who has the belt.
That's why, to me, he's better as the threat than he is the champion.
But that's the problem is, like, right now, if you look at the landscape, who can, like, even plausibly defend themselves against Brock? You had two people so far that even remotely could do it. One is purely size, and that's Braun Strowman, which they're going for. And the other was pure skill, and that was Samoa Joe. And
he just killed that.
And they killed that, and then he gets injured.
The thing is, though, you have Brock as a champion, you basically don't have a champion.
Yeah.
You spend 99.9% of the time fighting over who's a contender.
Yeah.
And people aren't watching pay-per-views or watching Raw to find out who's a contender.
Yeah.
They're watching to find out who's going to be the champion.
Yeah. And the other problem with that is you're having to keep people away from the title fight that the fan wants. Like, they're literally throwing anything they can at Finn Balor to keep him away from the title fight, even though the fan base is like, literally, that's who they want.
Because it's a credibility issue. Because here's the thing, Brock won't lose to anybody that he doesn't think could actually beat him.
Yeah.
And this is the same thing they did with Dean Ambrose when they threw Dean Ambrose in there with Brock.
Yeah.
It works for anybody. This is why, again, Brock to me doesn't work as a champion. Because there's no one you can throw against him that you're going to believe is going to beat him.
Yeah.
And to me, Braun Strowman is a fucking joke. Like, I know that they're pushing him like he's the monster of the century and shit, but big retard strength or whatever and, like, clubbering is not going to beat Brock Lesnar. I'm sorry, if you're telling me legitimately in a fight that this guy could kick Brock Lesnar's ass, I'm going to laugh at you.
Which was just basically what they've been doing. They've had, the last time they showed, that I saw, they had Braun Strowman destroy Brock. Like, he beat the shit out of him in the ring, then they had a match, and he basically threw Brock through every fucking table he could get his hands on and decimated him. They've basically made it look that Braun Strowman could easily just pick up and manhandle Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, but here's the thing. They did the same fucking thing with Show in 2002 against Brock, and it fucking beat meat at pay-per-view because nobody gave a shit.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, watching two big fucks clubber on each other is boring after about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Like, I love a good big guy match, but they have a limited ability.
Yeah.
A limited fucking, time frame and a limited level of fucks to give.
Yeah.
Braun Strowman is not a worker.
No.
He's a big old Great Khali fucking clubbering motherfucker.
Well, I would say he's
not that bad.
He's
I'm just
as bad
trying
as
to give an
Khali.
example of someone equally fucking stiff.
Yeah.
He stands there and throws people around and shit. He really can't actually work that well.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of big guys that are really good workers. Show, after a long time, hell, actually, from the beginning, he was a pretty decent worker.
Yeah.
And he's developed into probably the best big guy worker ever, in my opinion.
I don't know. I still think Kane's got him beat.
Kane's not as big as he is, though.
Well, no, but he's, like, for a big guy, he's still in, like, that echelon of big
he's
guys.
More agile and shit, but, I don't know. Like, I'm talking giants. Like,
giant
You're
giants.
talking, like, guys of Big Show's caliber are only, like, Andre
Khali.
and Khali and fucking Big Guy Giant Baba, those guys, like, big, massive fucking
the
mountains of humanity.
Yeah.
he is the top of that fucking list.
Yeah, because he's probably the most...
With Kane, you're like Undertaker-sized guys. Like, the big guys, but they're not the biggest guys. Yeah, you got like Nash and Undertaker and Cass and those kind of sized guys.
Yeah.
That's a different, like, that's your, like, heavyweight and shows, like, your super heavyweight, you know, like, or even, like, ultra heavyweight, because, like, even Kane and Undertaker are more super heavyweight, like, but, I don't know, like, to me, Strowman is just, like, flavor of the week and shit, and, like, he's not a guy that has long-term ability for me.
Well, like, right now, they're in a hurt, because Undertaker's retired, Kane is... probably retiring because he's going into politics.
Yeah, but the thing is with here's my problem with Braun Strowman. There's no character there. He has no depth of character whatsoever.
Well, the problem too was like the thing that he was in that gave him character. They completely decimated the Wyatt family.
Right.
Like nuked that shit. So okay, then you basically left him on his own. You didn't give him a manager. You know.
No, he has no like gimmick at all. He's just he is a large man.
Yeah.
Who screams and throws people. Yeah. Like he has no backstory really. Like he's like, oh, I was part of the Wyatt family. Okay, so we're
for
like
about
4 other guys.
3 seconds.
Yeah.
Though.
So we're Luke Harper and fucking Eric Rowan, but like they have more of a backstory than you. Even when they split off Harper and Rowan, they gave them some fucking depth.
Yeah.
Strowman is just. You know, insert giant body, destroy. Yeah. Like, there is... Even Brock has a character. Yeah. He's got Heyman, for one thing, and he's got an actual character.
Yeah.
What would be interesting to me, if they're going to do this, and, like, I know it's just a retread of what they did with Show, but this whole thing's been a retread of what they did with Show and Brock, is that Heyman turns on Lesnar to go with Strowman, because Heyman thinks that Strowman is the future. You put Heyman with this guy... That's interesting.
Yeah. That's the problem. He needs a mouth.
He needs something.
He needs somebody.
Because to me, he's just a big old fucking galoot motherfucker that I couldn't give 2 shits about watching.
Yeah. So, I mean, and that's the problem, is like, right now, Brock's in a weird limbo area because it's like, go back to the UFC, possibly die, fight, stay in WWE, make lots of money, but the fan base slowly starts to hate you because you are that fucking... pain in the ass that's just a roadblock for
I mean totally a roadblock. I don't know, speaking of wrestling though, we started watching the Mae Young Classic. And wow, like 2 episodes in, I'm already fucking hooked up.
I was gonna say in those 2 episodes I've enjoyed more wrestling than any of the shit I've been seeing on Raw or
without a doubt
and stuff like. And there's no story to it. That's the beautiful thing. It's just these, like, the story is the tournament itself. Yes. Like, that, you know, some of them might have a backstory a little bit, but it's cool. It's not like I'm being fucking inundated with fucking months of shitty writers crap. It's just, you know.
It's all told in the ring. It's very old school Memphis style wrestling where the story is just the story in the ring, and that's all you're getting.
Yeah.
Like, they do these great little... vignette promos, like letting the girl talk about themselves or whatever, talk a little bit about what they've gone through, like it introduces you to them and then it goes right into the match, and that's all you really need. Like I like that. I like that profile type thing.
They did it with the cruiserweight, and the cruiserweight one was great, and I'm like, you know, I kind of miss this old style of wrestling, you know. It's like, because it was more about you better sell it, you better fucking, you know, do some good ass fucking wrestling.
Because that's what's going to matter. So we ended up watching the first 2 episodes of it.
And it was awesome.
And it was pretty fucking great.
It was some of the best women's wrestling I've seen in years.
Yeah, absolutely. The first match was Princess Suhei, who was a female luchador.
Was this fucking
amazing.
tiny little fucking...
Yeah, but she's like, I don't know, she's like a little short, thick Latino girl.
Yeah.
With like this really cool butterfly sort of lucha mask and like wings and shit against this Irish kind of
Scottish
wrestler.
I thought she was
Scottish.
No, there's a Scots one.
There's a Scottish girl
later on. She's a big Scottish
named
girl.
Kaylee Ray.
Yeah.
I was not impressed with her in the least.
Kaylee Ray...
First of all, she has a mean case of man face.
Yeah, she was okay. I mean, she would be a worker. That, you know,
Yeah.
and from what I've seen,
She's serviceable, I guess.
Yeah, from what I've seen, a couple of the other girls in the tournament have wrestled against her. Like I've seen in their little vignettes where they've been like, "Oh, we wrestled against her," and I'm like, "Okay, cool."
She's a girl you would see like, you know, on Shimmer or like some kind of local, you know, like she's not, to me, she's not a big time wrestler. Like,
No.
she's not a WWE caliber or like maybe a Global Force sort of like.
She'd be the one that you'd see in NXT and just keep seeing in NXT.
Yeah, like not one that's ever going to actually move up.
Yeah.
Like one that's there as sort of like enhancement for other, like she's an enhancement talent sort of level of talented.
Which sucks to say.
It does. I know,
like,
it's sad.
Yeah.
She seemed like she was cool and had like a, you know, a little bit of a personality and stuff, but like work rate wise, like when you're in there with a luchador, like you've got a chance to shine.
The luchador shines.
She did.
Yeah, she did.
So she won. She was amazing, and she
Yeah.
moved on to the second round. It's like 16. Let's see, 32 women, right?
Yep.
And so it's single elimination.
Yep.
So then the second one, and that one was, oh, excuse me,
Burpee McBurperson.
yeah, was Jazzy Gabbert, who is this big old German. She was actually, if you watched TNA a few years ago, she used to be the alpha female. She looks like basically the result of like Ivan Drago and his woman, like in Rocky. Like if Brigitte Nielsen and Dolph Lundgren had a baby,
This was
it's her.
It's her.
She's pretty. She's very pretty, but she's a beast.
She is. She's like one of those like super masculine, but like not. I wouldn't even say
Not
masculine,
but she's like bulky, like
She's-
and built.
masculine frame, but like still feminine.
Yeah. She's not like a bodybuilder build either. She's like a natural powerhouse build.
Like just Jesus Christ, she's great. My God, her personality in the ring and outside the ring is amazing. Like,
And she was in against this little American girl named Abby Lath.
Abby was awesome. She's
She
got
was
a
great.
lot
She's
of
a little pistol.
lot of personality. She's an ex ballerina, basically, like ballet dancer, which it worked great against Jazzy because the back and forth they did between like speed and flexibility versus just raw power.
It was a really great like scrappy babyface versus foreign monster heel match. Like it was very like old school match.
Yeah.
And I was shocked
they
to
were
see.
screaming at each other, and there was lots of like no,
Yeah,
you know,
was,
type
man,
of
they
things.
told a great
Like,
story.
I
in the
mean,
ring.
it was great.
It was
match.
really, really, really great. And actually, believe it or not, Abby actually won.
Which is interesting because Abby does not have the body type
No,
you would
not at
ever
all.
expect at a WWE.
She's very sexy.
Yeah,
But she's got like small boobs and she's kind of like thick through the middle and got like hips and
butt and stuff like that. But
I think she's gorgeous.
I think she's amazing. She's beautiful
Yeah,
and
she's
stuff like
beautiful.
that. But I think the thing.
But you know, watching their TV, they look for a certain look, except for Bailey, and Bailey is kind of like the exception that proves the rule. Bailey looks like a foot.
Yeah, Bailey's only as fuck, and actually,
She
from
is
what I've seen, even Bailey's starting to just fucking go flat. Like,
Yeah, because
Bailey's fan
she-
base is going flat.
She doesn't win.
No, and that's the thing is like this girl, both of them are fucking exactly, you know, things that they need, because if you look at the landscape of women's division of what they were going for and what the fans were not liking was a lot of this fucking slap and tickle fucking ooh, super sexy slap and tickle chicks, and the fans are like, what the fuck is this? This is the debacle that was the Divas division. Like, you know, and then you fucking revitalize it and get the women's division, and then it slowly is starting to get a little bit of fucking slap and tickle, because now you got fucking Carmella. Lana wants to be a wrestler, you know. I'm sorry, there are some of them where I'm just like, I don't believe it.
Carmella is essentially useless.
She
like,
is
in the ring completely. Like,
fucking-
not as a human, but like in the ring.
She's useless on a mic too.
Yeah,
I'm
she can't talk.
sorry. She is. Ellsworth is more fucking useful than she is. Like, yeah, oh yeah, he's awesome. That was the
Hilarious.
greatest fucking pickup for the women's division ever. Like, you know, and then unfortunately, you know, you've got what they did to fucking Becky. Becky's basically become a fucking workhorse joke.
Yeah, she's an also-ran at this
You
point.
know.
Like, she has no credibility anymore.
Nikki Bella came back, and everybody's like, "Oh, Nikki Bella."
who
I was
gives a
like,
fuck?
again, I could still give a fuck less about a Bella.
She's a better worker, but
She is,
like,
but she's a Bella, and I could give a fuck less.
yeah.
Nia Jax.
They rode to the top on a wave of semen.
Yeah.
Like,
Sorry, guys.
John Cena, Daniel Bryan, Jism just like
Yeah, it
bubbled
apparently
right
it
to the
floats,
fucking top.
Yeah. It got right to the top. You know, it's the ones to me that are and I hate to say it, they're doing it to Sasha.
Yeah.
Sasha got fucking flip-flopped back and forth on titles. Like, don't get me wrong, Charlotte's a great wrestler. But goddamn. Like,
Yeah.
she's not the end-all, be-all.
She's not Ric Flair.
Yeah.
She's Charlotte Flair.
Yeah, she's Charlotte Flair. There's a difference. You know, you got Nia Jax. She's got size, she's got skill, but she's got nothing on the mic.
No.
Like, that's a girl that needs a fucking... Tamina's got more personality.
They've got Lana with Tamina now, like, trying to do a female Rusev, basically, and Tamina cannot work. She's never been able to.
No.
If you've been in the business this long and you still can't work, just go
It's
home.
done.
It's fucking
done.
go
Yeah,
home.
it's fucking done. But, you know, you've
The
got...
only thing she has going for her is the fact that she's Snuka's daughter. And, like, that's not even anything anymore because Snuka's so damn tarnished.
Yeah.
You can't even talk about him anymore.
Yeah, you can't mention him. But I mean, you've got great talent like Alexa Bliss, Naomi, you know. But
I don't know. Naomi kept the SmackDown's belt for quite a bit there.
what is it?
Naomi, she
Oh,
kept
yeah.
that SmackDown belt for
Yeah,
quite a bit.
yeah. And I mean, and you got Natalia, which, from what I understand, now she's the.
She's a SmackDown
and I'm
champion
like,
now.
that's good. You know, it's about damn time. They need a new influx of women's thing because now they're starting to fucking like use up the ones they got from NXT. So that's why I'm excited for this fucking tournament.
Well, the last match in the first episode was, to me, the one that I disliked the most, I would say.
Oh, was that
It was I think she is Chinese as well. No,
Zeta?
let's see. Yeah, Zeta.
Zeta?
She
She's Asian,
seemed really
yeah,
interesting, character-wise.
Yeah, she was really interesting. She had that whole, like, I didn't have a superhero growing up, so
Yeah.
I've made myself into the superhero that I wanted when I was younger.
She's a great
so other
look.
people. She MMA trained, has a great look, was really good in the ring, and unfortunately,
She lost to Baron Corbin.
she literally lost to Baroness Corbin. Is that
Yeah,
the only way I can
Baroness
describe
Corbin,
this chick? She's one of the fucking...
Shayna Baszler. She's apparently quite
Shayna
legit.
Baszler.
Like, I've never watched her fight. She's actually the same age as me. Which, here's another thing. This chick's 37 years old. And she's just starting out in the business.
It's because she was an MMA fighter.
I'm just saying, though.
Yeah.
How much... Like, you got, at best, 2, maybe 3 years out of her before you're like, she's too old and you give up.
Yeah.
Like-
I mean, honestly, if you look at this girl, this is definitely not the one they would have picked.
No, she's fought in Elite XC and Strike Force and Invicta and UFC, like, all that shit.
She is friends with...
She's one of those 4 horsewomen.
yeah, because they were all there for the match.
And, oh man, Ronda Rousey is the only one of those that is remotely good looking.
Yeah, like, I'm like, oh my god, Ronda Rousey
Not that
literally
that matters,
surrounds herself with the fucking... the duffs.
The Doves.
Duffs. But, like, it was bad. This woman...
I can't describe it anyway. She literally looks like Baron Corbin with a
yeah,
vagina.
like when I said it to you, you were like, "What? Oh God, I can't not unsee it now." And I'm
Yeah.
like, "That's true." She literally, her attitude, the way she fights, the way she looks, it is a female Baron Corbin.
yeah, she even has the
what she
same
is.
like receding hairline and shit. Like,
Yeah, it's oh my God.
like okay, like this is gonna sound sexist and shit. Like, I really don't want to be sexist. Like, you don't have to be hot or pretty or whatever to do this. You don't.
No.
But like, I just don't see this chick's marketability whatsoever. Like, right now they've got a line of dolls out that are like the DC superhero ones, except for the wrestling version.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Okay, can you see
No.
little girls buying a fucking Baroness Corbin doll?
No.
Like, this isn't MMA. Like, okay, here's the big thing. This isn't fucking MMA where, like, it doesn't matter what you look like, you're marketed on skill.
Yeah.
Like, there's some level of razzle-dazzle when you're guys like Conor McGregor and fucking Chael Sonnen and shit like that.
Tito Ortiz.
There's levels of razzle-dazzle and shit, and Ronda and fucking all that, but, like, wrestling
Gina
is...
Carano, too. Like,
wrestling is all about the total package.
Yeah.
Not just that you can wrestle, not just that you're good looking, not just that you have charisma, but that you have all of those things.
Yeah.
And you don't have to be good looking, but you have to be like, God, at least serviceable. Like, and in all the history of WWE women's wrestling, I can only name off about 3 women off the top of my head that weren't at least moderately good looking, or at least looked like a woman. Like, I'm not trying to be mean. I really don't want to be mean here.
What's her face? The Bass chick.
Yeah, and she's one of the ones I was thinking about.
Yeah.
But Shayna Baszler, literally, I thought she was a man.
Yeah.
And, like, I know I'm going to get shit for this. But, like, seriously, she's off-putting to the point where I don't want to look at her. Like, it takes me aback.
Yeah.
Like, and I know you've all seen a person like this before.
And I don't know.
And she's a vacuum of fucking charisma, too.
Yeah.
Her interview, I nearly fell asleep.
Yeah.
Like, she's a fucking charisma vacuum.
Yeah.
And here's the only marketable skill this chick has is that she's an MMA fighter, okay? So she's a good one, too.
Yeah.
This
and
skill means nothing.
To Ronda. Like,
this skill means nothing in professional wrestling because you're not fighting. You're not really fighting. Yeah. You need to be able to put on an entertaining match. And what we saw was not entertaining.
She has the, like, she does the whole, like, I'm a bully in the ring and stuff like that. And you know what? Like, throughout the whole match, she was doing the, like, I'm a bully thing. Like, the Zeta was doing everything she could to try and put her in the moves, and she's just laughing at her and slapping her around.
In a time period where they're constantly pushing bullying is not something we endorse. Bullying is bad. We have anti-bullying campaigns. What's this chick's only ability in the ring? She's a bully.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, honestly, the way the match was reading, I was rooting more and more and more for the Zeta chick.
Yeah, who wasn't?
As it went on. Like, I was hoping she was going to, like, overcome and, like, you know, win out. And it just turned into a fucking, like, alright.
And I'm going to straight up accuse them of crowd sweetening on this. Yeah. Because when Jazzy Gabbert came out there and was wrecking ass and shit, and she's big and powerful and attractive to look at and shit, not even like, oh my god, she's a fucking supermodel, but she's just like a normal person.
Yeah.
The crowd went ape shit for this chick. Like, the fact that she lost was astounding to me because literally they went nuts for her.
Yeah.
Shayna Baszler, I'm sorry they sweetened the crowd.
Yeah.
They fucking piped in on that shit. Like,
it's
it was
because
like
Ronda was
canned
there.
Fucking shit.
It was literally because, like,
every time they cut to Ronda on the camera, the crowd went nuts. Go back to the ring, like a wet fart.
Yeah.
No one cares about this chick. They're like her friend and want her to wrestle.
Yeah.
Like,
well, maybe if we give Baszler a chance, we could get Ronda, you know.
I'm sure this chick has fans, but, like, everything about her turned me off as a fan. Like, not just the fact that she's fugly or whatever. Like, I am like, whatever, you can call me shallow. I don't give a shit. I don't like looking at a person that makes me uncomfortable to look at their face. Like,
it's mainly uncomfortable because now, like, when you look at
it looks like Baron Corbin!
You just see Baron Corbin.
Well, the sad thing is, Baron Corbin is ugly. Like, she doesn't just look like a man, she looks like an ugly man. Like, good God!
And the problem, too, is like, seeing Baron Corbin makes it worse for me because he is also a vacuum of charisma, shitty fucking wrestler. So it's like, the person you look like and basically wrestle like is shit. So it's like, well, fuck.
Like, what? Tell me what the fuck you bring to the table other than you're friends with someone famous.
Yeah.
Like, I don't. But anyway, we're like, I don't want to take the rant forever about this because I know I'm going to get called a sexist and all this other shit. What the fuck ever. You can kiss my ass. I don't care. Don't listen to the fucking show though. Episode 2. I'm just going to bust through this really quickly. Yep. Mercedes Martinez versus Xia Li. Xia Li is the chick who started the Chinese tryouts.
Yeah.
And
it was our first ever match.
She's a martial artist and stuff. Yeah. And she was, for her first match, they say her first match ever, she was pretty damn great.
Yeah, she was really good.
She had a lot of charisma. They put her in there with somebody who was a veteran worker.
16 years.
Yeah. Pardon me. They put her in there. It wouldn't be a show if one of us didn't do that.
Yeah.
They put her in there with Mercedes Martinez, who's been working all over the indies for years.
Yeah.
I've seen her wrestle a bunch of times. She's a great worker.
Great worker.
She's got good facials. She's got all that stuff. Like she's and like in the right light, she's very pretty too. In the right light and not making a face.
She's got the faces that I'm like, oh no, you shouldn't make that face, man.
But they worked a great little match,
Yeah.
and Jaya lost, but she lost and looked good.
Yeah.
And that was what's important.
And Mercedes won and
looked good too.
And looked good as a heel, like looked as a really good heel. Like they told a really good story with that one.
I'm going to be perfectly honest. Sarah Logan versus Mae Young, I don't really remember that much. Mia was like, she's the dark black haired like little
the bluer haired Asian stuff.
Okay. Yeah,
she was the one that
in
the story they were talking about. She had an abusive boyfriend.
Oh yeah, you know what? That one didn't do anything for me.
I liked. They had wrestled each other before. Yim was really good.
Yeah.
So and she ended up winning. So I was excited to see that she was really good. The fans were really behind her. They really like her.
Yeah. And then
so
we had Rachel Evers versus Marty Bell. Marty Bell, my God, like I don't know. They shouldn't have ever put her and Shayna Baszler in the same tournament. My God, they're competing for who terrifies me more.
Yeah.
And she can't work. She
literally really can't. She cannot
talk. Work.
I'll give her this. She can run a mic.
Yeah. She was in TNA for a while, too.
Yeah.
She was like part of their weird Mean Girl faction that they had there for a minute with Taryn Terrell. But Rachel Evers, on the other hand, so talented.
Super talented.
Her dad is Precious Paul Ellering, who is the Legion of Doom's manager for years. The guy's brilliant. He's also back at NXT managing somebody, too.
She's got a great ring presence, and she's got a great...
She's a power lifter.
Yeah.
So she's got like an interesting build.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she was just throwing her all over the place.
Yeah.
And even though Marty Bell couldn't work, she still got her through a serviceable match.
Yeah.
So that is actually what impressed me.
One of the best ones though was Serena.
Yeah, Serena
Vanessa,
Deeb.
Yeah. That one was actually good because it was Serena Deeb coming back, which was great, versus the cheerleader, the ex-cheerleader, Vanessa... I can't remember what her name was.
I'm trying to find them.
But she played the like sexy mean girl thing, and that match was really good.
Vanessa. That was actually in the first episode. Vanessa Bourne versus Serena Deeb. Yeah, that was an excellent match. Serena, if you guys remember, she used to be part of the Straight Edge Society with Punk a few years ago. She's a great worker. She has a great redemption story.
Yeah, doesn't have to head anymore.
Yeah, because she had not drug problems, but alcohol problems and stuff. Vanessa Bourne, Samoan. Very, very sexy.
Dude, she had really
very dominatrix sort of gear on, but she was actually a good worker, though.
Good worker, had a lot... Her character was very like that sexy mean girl.
Yeah, she was green, but she was good.
Yeah.
So that was a good one, too.
Yeah, a lot of potential.
And then the episode 2, Rhea Ripley versus Miranda Salinas.
Now...
Rhea Ripley is the soccer-playing Australian girl, and then Miranda was the little short...
Yeah.
Jet black hair with the kind of like makeup and stuff. She was pretty damn... Actually,
she was
from
Booker T's.
Yeah, she was from Reality of Wrestling, Booker T school. And man, this Rhea Ripley, I think she's got a future.
I could see them building her to go against Charlotte because
she has got a ton of charisma.
She's 6 foot,
and she's
easily.
like 19.
Yeah, she's 19. She's 6 foot. She's got a fucking amazing build. Like she looks more like an Amazon than Charlotte does.
Yeah,
but she's got amazing ring presence.
Yeah.
Like she came out to that ring and fucking owned it.
Oh god!
Before the match even started. Like she had like
impressive.
Rock level, like on the ring, like doing the looks, had everything, and then they sold an amazing match.
Now I tell you what, like she really impressed the fuck out of me. For somebody 19 years old, like she just has a ton of talent.
Yeah, and skill.
Well, we just watched the first 2 episodes. The third one started, but I crashed out because it was.
Yeah, I did too. I was like, I gotta go to sleep.
But I tell you. So far, I'm loving it. The only like criminal things that I see so far are the 2 things that we mentioned. Like the fact that Jazzy Gabbard didn't go further kind of sucks. But I liked Abby Leith a lot.
Yeah, I think that was the problem. It was a great match, but you knew one of them was going to lose, and you're like, damn it! I just want both of them to win.
They'd be crazy not to sign Jazzy Gabbard, in my opinion. But
they need to because
and fucking Shayna Baszler, I just don't get it. I'm sorry, you guys. You know what? If you guys are into this chick. and you see something here that I don't see, if you see an upside that we haven't seen here, you please fucking tell me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm interested to know.
Because the thing is, like, she's not even, like, she's a big girl, like, in the sense of, like, super built or anything like that. She's just, like, a very in shape, moderately sized, like, Jazzy at least has the size
I don't
of the
even feel like
monster
she's
and
all
stuff.
that. Like, she's in shape, but she's in
lean.
fighter's
Yeah.
shape. She's, like, super lean. She doesn't have a shitload of muscle or anything. She has that weird, sunken, like, fucking strange torso that Baron Corbin... I swear, this might actually be Baron Corbin. Like, I don't know what else to say.
He's like, I'm gonna come in and win the women's title.
Because he sure as hell can't get arrested on Raw.
Yeah.
Like, fucking... It may literally be Baron Corbin. I'm not sure. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Fucking... I'm really looking forward to the rest of it.
Yeah.
But I know that all of our geeky friends are done with the wrestling talk.
Shut
I'm sure.
fuck
Since
up
we
with
literally
the
talked about
wrestling.
wrestling for almost an hour.
Yeah.
And
Well, I mean,
fighting
it's
and
wrestling.
stuff.
We always...
But this thing, like, when we don't get to record very often, it ends up being a lot of shit happening in there.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to talk about some geeky stuff here for sure. And one of the bigger things that's been happening lately is there's been a lot of buzz about the new Hellboy movie that they're developing.
Yes.
And one of the, unfortunately, big stories that is coming out of it is a week ago, they cast an actor for a character.
Ed Skrein.
Yeah, Ed Skrein the actor's name.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with him at all.
He was the main villain in the Deadpool movie. He was also Dario Naharis in the first in Game of Thrones as the first actor to play him. So
I've seen none of these things.
yeah, no, you've seen that. But people know who he
But
is.
yeah, no, he's a guy.
Yeah.
But the character that they cast him as was apparently an Asian character. Now I'm going to say this about a Mignola comic. I couldn't have told you he was an Asian character.
I thought he was Dominican. I have the comics and read it, and I swear to God, I thought he was a fucking, like, Dominican or, like, South American guy, and they're like, he's Asian. I was like, where the fuck do you get that from?
So out comes the screaming and crying about whitewashing again.
Yeah.
And because of it, he stepped down.
Yeah.
Now I respect him
Yeah.
for this. Like, he saw that this was a no-win situation for him if he stayed.
Yeah.
So he said, you know what, discretion is the better part of valor. And good for you.
Yeah.
It's horseshit.
Yeah.
Like, there is egregious whitewashing that happens. I'm not going to say there isn't.
Yeah.
Watch that fucking Avatar movie.
Watch
The
the
Airbender.
fucking new Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah.
Which, hey, go figure. Guess who liked it? All the fucking Asian people. It did really well over there.
Yeah, didn't do shit here.
Yeah, it didn't do shit
Maybe
here
because they're not
all
a bunch of disaffected hipsters that have nothing better to do than to bitch about shit.
Yeah. And here's the other thing, like, I'm going to go ahead and say, is, like, Mignola's the one who's doing this project. This is his. This is not Guillermo and is Hellboy. This is comic accurate
Right.
Hellboy. And guess what? Mignola was the one that was like, okay, cool. You cast him? Cool. And guess what? He's the one who made the fucking character. So I'm pretty sure if he was okay with it, you all need to just sit down and suck a fucking dick and shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I want to, like, ask specifically to you whiny, fucking, disaffected, 20-year-old bitching ass, you main whitewashing hipster fucks. Who are you to say that the character cannot be any interpretation of the creator's vision? This is the creator saying that I'm totally fine with this person. Like, this is a great pick. I'm happy about this.
Yeah, like,
But
he's a
no,
great actor.
But no, you are like, no, you don't know. He has to be exactly as it was written. Well, I'm sorry. Again, with as much, I love Mignola artwork. I love it to death. But exactly, like, an ethnicity is not exactly fucking easy to determine with this artwork. What the fucking fuck does it fucking matter? What the fuck? Like, there are some places where it matters, and it needs to happen. It needs to be fucking addressed. Like that goddamn Ghost in the Shell movie, and that goddamn fucking Airbender movie.
Yeah.
It needs to be addressed in some places. This, grow the fuck up.
Yeah.
But, you know what? I'm going to say it. I don't care.
Yeah.
Because you can call me a racist. You can call me whatever the fuck. Because this is just the episode that everyone's going to hate me at the end of.
Yeah.
If it had been that they had a white character and they cast an Asian actor or a black actor or, whatever other ethnicity actor, not an area word would have been said.
Yeah. Well, in fact, actually, something like that just happened recently. The casting for Starfire for the Titans show came out, and there was kind of some people being like, well, what, because they cast a black girl. I've never seen her. I don't know what like acting credits and stuff she has, but a bunch of people were very kind of upset. It was one of those things. It's like, well, last time I checked, Starfire's orange. She's an alien.
Yeah.
So...
And then people were like, it doesn't matter what color she is. She's an alien. Well, she's a fucking light orange alien. Like, I don't...
Yeah. So, I mean, okay, cool, whatever.
Here's the thing. I don't give a shit about that.
Yeah.
Not one fuck do I give. I don't care.
Yeah.
Because who should? Like, it's such a non-issue.
Yeah.
Like... I'm not saying the whole thing, like, I'm not saying whitewashing isn't a thing. Like I said, it is. It very much is. But it isn't always.
But
like,
I think it's like one of those things, though, but when the creator himself is the one running the project and he okays the casting, like, yeah, I'm cool with it, where do you get the fuck off being like, no?
Did the whole world go apeshit crazy when Dean Cain, an Asian American guy, played Superman?
Honestly, God, I could go ahead and tell you, most of us didn't fucking know he was Asian American.
He's half Asian.
Yeah.
But that's not the point. Well, to me, it's obvious, but like...
I mean, but some people really didn't.
Yeah.
Like, back in that time period, they were just like, okay, cool.
Who gives a fuck? Did anybody give a fuck when they cast Lawrence Fishburne as Perry White?
Yeah.
No. It doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
It's who's the best actor for the fucking job. Do you think I would have given a shit if they made Donald Glover Spider-Man? I don't give a fuck. I don't give two shits or a fuck.
He was actually really funny in the
I get real tired of them, of these fucking hipsters and shit, and they're fucking, you know...
The social justice warriors?
Yeah, oh god, that is a term that makes me, like, if you identify as that, and that's a term I hate too, but if you go out there and you're a fucking SJW, I hate you. Yeah. I literally hate you.
Like, I just want you to know, you could die.
You can die. You can never speak to me. If you consider yourself one of these people, do me a favor and don't talk to me. Because anything you have to say, I want to hit you for. Like, you can go suck a dick. Why don't you think about real problems that the world is having? Why don't you look at this shit that's going on right now? And I hate to get serious on this show, but look at this shit that's going on right now with the hurricane where these people are fucking drowning. I told you about that picture that I saw. Mm-hmm. I was on Yahoo News, and there was a picture of a fucking nursing home in Houston where these poor elderly people who are, like, sick and infirmed are sitting there in their wheelchairs and in their fucking walkers and their chairs and shit in 4 feet of water damn near up to their necks and just nothing. No one's coming to help.
Yeah.
Why don't you go out and cry about that shit? Why don't you go out and fucking social justice warrior about that shit? About shit that fucking matters. Not about some fucking dude who's playing a character whose fucking race is not even evident in the artwork, for fuck's sake. I don't want to be, like, angry ranting and shit, but it just really fucking irks me that dumb-ass-ended shit like this gets play in news. Like, this was fucking news! That was all over IMDb, all over Yahoo News and shit, when motherfuckers are drowning trying to save people.
Yeah.
When
Animals
people are tying up their dogs and leaving them to die and shit, but this shit is news? Fuck you! Oh, God. Take off your fucking tiny purple pants and go fucking do something with your life that matters. Yeah. Alright, I'm done on my soapbox or whatever. But like,
how's that? There we go.
I'm sorry. I just get really fucking mad about these fucking SJW shit. Like, that generation just really kills me. Like, I'm call me an old prospector or whatever, but like, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with you. Your priorities are fucked up. Like, severely fucked up.
Yeah. I mean, you know, there's nothing wrong with, like, trying to, like, fight for a good cause and stuff like that. But, I mean, to me, the social justice warrior is always the person that will jump on every, you know, fucking, like, new age bandwagon of fucking, like...
douchery.
Yeah, douchery and shit like that. And I'm like, yep, you're gonna sit there with your vape pen and you're gonna start fucking... saying some dumb
your fucking
shit.
quinoa salad and your fucking sister's Jordashes and your fucking wool hat in 90-degree summer and shit and your fucking swoop and talk to me about how unfair it is and you're white, for fuck's sake, most of you.
Yeah.
And talk about, oh, it's so unfair that this white guy got cast in this movie. Hey, why don't you ask an actual Asian person if they give a shit? Hey, why don't you ask anybody if they give a shit? Anybody but you. Your priorities are wrong. How much Starbucks have you ingested today? Like, literally.
They all loved the motherfucker when he was in Deadpool. Oh my god, they wouldn't shut the fuck up.
Oh my god, everybody loves Francis. Hey, you know what? Francis is a better person than you.
Yeah.
Like, I hate you. I hate you so much. Like, I want to fucking go, downtown and just smack everyone I see.
Yeah, like, fuck you, fuck you.
But the Hellboy thing looks interesting. Like, I'm interested to see how much of it's going to be practical, how much of it's going to be digital when it comes to, like, the actual Hellboy. Ian McShane is an interesting choice for Broom. Like, I love Ian McShane. I don't see him in that part, but I love him as an actor.
Reading the comics, I can see him playing the comic version of it. I would have said
the exact opposite of that, because reading the comics, I don't see him at all.
In the comics, I could see him being, like... Bro, I mean, it's hard because considering,
John
Hurt and stuff like that did an amazing job. But, like, I don't know. Having seen some of his, like, more recent stuff, like, the American Gods, all that stuff, man, I could see it. I could see him playing a very interesting...
I just don't see him as, like, a scholar. Like, or, like, an occultist or something. Like, he's... I don't know. Ian McShane to me is a badass. Like, he's an old man ass kicker and shit. And, like, I don't ever really view Broom that way.
I mean, if you kind of look at, like, how
I feel like
character...
Ian McKellen or something made more
sense.
sense.
But if you look at his character in the Hercules movie, minus the whole, like, badass of him with a staff and stuff, but when you look at, like... yeah, but you look at, like, how he spoke and the stuff he talked about... I could see him. I could see him being that character and stuff. Yeah, they'd have to tone it. Or like how he is in American Gods. In American Gods, he's very much like mythology and very much like talking about all that stuff, being very... He's not a physical person. He's very like charismatic, and it's all about history and mythology, gods and stuff like that. And it's very...
I don't know, maybe if I saw that I would change my mind. It just...
I think
everything I've seen him in, I just don't see it.
I think you should watch some YouTube videos of that. That's why I'm saying I think he could do it. I think it'd be really good. Who they chose for the villainous is interesting for me. Like,
I love Mila Jovovich, but I don't know. I love her.
Up scenery,
but she is hammy as fuck.
She is hammy as fuck. But she's playing the Blood Queen.
Yeah.
So it's kind of one of those like she
subtlety,
might,
not her milieu.
Yeah, but I mean, she might be playing a character that's what they need. They need somebody to be hamming it the fuck up, and she's good. Plus, I mean, all else fails, I get to watch her get her ass kicked, which she deserves that for all those fucking Resident Evil movies.
The guy playing Hellboy, I know literally nothing about.
I've seen him in a few things. Most people know him from like Stranger Things and like a few other stuff.
I have to tell you, I have zero want to ever see that.
Oh yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know, because like some people say it's actually pretty good and kind of like falls into the things that we would like. I don't know. Maybe one day I'll watch it.
I watched the trailer. I literally got bored and started looking at my phone.
I feel like the trailer...
I've seen some clips.
Yeah,
same thing.
Yeah, I think the trailer doesn't show enough of like the creature, the monster thing in there.
Okay, I'm always interested in creature things, but usually things that involve kids being the main focus... I lose interest in very quickly.
Like it?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. I mean, like, I love it, the original it, but the parts of it that I enjoy more are the parts where they're adults.
Yeah, they're adults. I know, that's what I was thinking of, too. I was like, is that going to happen?
I still want to see it.
Yeah. But...
Unless it's like a movie about kids like The Sandlot or something. Like, I don't want to fucking see a horror thing about small children. Like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah. Because you're like, hey, guess what? Normally, you all just die. There's no way you're getting...
And isn't it like Small Children in the 80s or something? Yeah. Like, I have even less interest.
For me, it's more, because I like the 80s.
I love the 80s, too, but I don't know. For some reason, it makes me even less interested.
Yeah.
But anyway...
So it'll be interesting. He's got an interesting build. He has a very like Ron Perlman, bigger.
Yeah, he's a big dude from what I saw. Yeah. But, like, he's a character actor. That's cool. That's what they need.
Yeah,
it should be a character actor.
I want to see who they cast for Abe and Liz.
Are they using Abe and like Liz? I know for sure, but like, are they using Abe though? Because Abe is not necessarily part of every Hellboy story.
No, not necessarily. But Abe's a very loved character.
I want to see me some Lobster Johnson.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. If they're doing anything based off the pops that just came out, like the line that's coming out, which they have the Blood Queen in it, Lobster Johnson's in that line. I was like, dude, I'd love to see fucking some Lobster Johnson. Lobster Johnson, to me, is one of the best characters they have.
I want to see some like Abe the Homunculus and shit. Like,
Roger the Homunculus, or the fucking what's his face, the medium guy. He would be cool. I don't know. I'm excited to see it. The other thing that's interesting is they just dropped Hellboy in the second fighter pack for Injustice 2. Yeah. He's one of the DLC, and the other rumored character in one of the next one, not the next one, but one of them, is supposed to be Spawn, which this is a smart move for both Mignola and McFarlane, because this game is super fucking popular, and you just got your two characters that are being rebooted in a more comic-driven, creator-driven movie. This is smart on their part. Of course, the McFarlane Spawn thing sounds more terrible as it goes on, whereas Hellboy sounds better as it goes on.
I tell you, I have zero interest in this Spawn movie.
If it's how he says he wants it, I literally have no fucks about it.
I couldn't possibly care. But the Hellboy thing, like, I've got all my rage out on it or whatever, but no, I still say though, like, discretion's the better part of valor, and he did a smart thing by stepping out of it, because it was a no-win for him. Yeah. So,
and kudos on it.
Yeah, good for him for that. Like, seriously, sometimes it's cool to buck the system and say, fuck you, I'm playing the part anyway. Yeah. And then sometimes it's not. Yeah. And this one was just like, it was already just like the instant it was cast, it was just like negative. Like, it didn't do shit for Scarlett Johansson to keep doing it. Like, she got nothing out of it, really. Like, the movie bombed, and the fucking, the backlash on her was hard. So, like, as if it was her fault that she got cast in something. Like, she's just an actress trying to do a job, make a paycheck, fucking,
be something other than Black Widow.
Yeah, be something other than the least interesting character in the Avengers. Like, I don't know, she's kind of tied with Hawkeye for that, but,
But you know what? I'd at least rather watch Hawkeye, because, like, he's got cool, like, bow moves. She basically is just like, the best thing you're hoping for is that she's gonna, like, try and snap your neck, or maybe zap you with her little fucking, I don't know. I was like, a stun thingy. I was just like, I don't know.
Yeah, and you're trying to tell me you want to make a movie about this character? They already made it. It's called La Femme Nikita. Watch it. It's basically the same thing. Yeah. Like, actually more interesting.
Yeah.
Like,
they made a TV show. I'd rather watch the
the thing is, though, they didn't, like, they told her basically her entire origin story in flashbacks in the second movie. There is nothing to tell. Yeah. Like, it wasn't much more complicated than that.
Like I said, what I think would have been interesting if you go and do where it's Black Widow and Hawkeye, and it's where, like, Hawkeye's hunting her down. Yeah. And then there's the whole transition to her being good and all that stuff. Cool.
Still would never watch it.
That gives something more.
No, it's at least a story.
Yeah.
But I just don't see this being, like, I tell you what, Marvel would have to be very, very confident. Because if there ever could be a bubble burster movie, it's that one.
It does say that.
I'm just saying. But anyway. No, I'm excited about Hellboy, and I hope things continue to go on that way. We haven't done any Kickstarters of the week in a while, and I've got two this week. One very near and dear to our hearts, but I'll start with the other one. This one's actually pretty interesting. It's Champions of Horror. I was watching the video before we started. It's a tabletop game, funk fantasy tabletop adventure with cooperative and versus gameplay. It's got miniatures. It's got the octagonal sort of game pieces where you can build your board. It's in this beautiful sort of, like, elemental Asian influenced steampunkish
It's weird because, like, some of the things they're talking about, it seems like there's some Norse elements, and then there's some, like,
I was sold when there was, like,
Asian.
an elemental bear.
Yeah, that looks sweet. There's some, like, India type elements to it. It seems very interesting.
It's got a lot of interesting cultural appropriation.
Yep. For all you young hipsters, you want to love
that's
that
a word you guys
word,
like. Hey, let's do hipster words of the day: social justice warrior and cultural appropriation. Yeah. But this one's already fully funded. It's got 28 days to go, which means it was literally funded the first day.
Yeah.
So 363 backers, $31,182 out of 20,000 that they were asking for, with 28 days to go.
Yeah.
There's some interesting support levels. The basic support level to get the core game itself is $60.
That's not bad.
You get a copy of the core game, all applicable stretch goals, and shipping charge after campaign, blah, blah, blah. For $100, you get the core game and a copy of the Kickstarter exclusive Chaos on Hera expansion.
Yep.
So $100 seems to be the best package in my opinion as far as that goes. There's
I mean,
only two packages, so
yeah.
60 and 100. That's it.
Yeah.
Like it couldn't be any simpler than that.
Yeah. And that makes sense because like a lot of those kind of types of board games range between $40 to $100.
Yes.
Like depending on the length,
Exactly. So this is really, I mean, $100 for like the core and the expansion.
And the minis look really nice.
Yeah, not bad at all.
Yeah.
So I would definitely check that one. That one's Champions of Horror, 28 days ago. Check that one out. The other one, you've heard us talk about it a lot on the show, about this universe because it's, we're part of it.
Yeah.
Hell, when you get on the Kickstarter, if you look at the video, we're right there on the cover.
Yeah.
This is, of course, the Hot Shot comic book series relaunch Kickstarter from Freestyle Comics and Short Fuse Media. Our wonderful brother-in-arms, Mike Watson. And he's doing this relaunch to sort of get Hot Shot into hands of people who have not seen it all yet. Because of all the things that happened last year with Legacy and with, there's been so many years between issues sometimes. Now is your chance, if Hot Shot has ever been something you were interested in, to get everything.
Yeah, this
in
is
one fell swoop.
all of it.
So, basic pledge level... you get a personal thank you, your name added to the mailing list, PDF copy of Hot Shot 1 and a printed copy of Hot Shot 1. That's $5.
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
Now, I would say that, your $20 level is pretty good. You get the personal thank you, the name added to the list, PDF copies of Hot Shot 1 through 5, and printed copies of Hot Shot 1 through 5.
Michael, rub your butt.
Yes, Mike may actually do naughtiest things to you. I mean, it's hard to say. Now, if you want everything, all issues, the whole schlemiel. Schlemazel, Hothafuffer Incorporated. Go all the way down to basic reward package number 6. You get printed copies of Hot Shot 1 through 9. Hot Shot pinup, bonus swag. And
I love that swag.
Yeah. And then you also get the thank you and the mailing list, all that stuff. For $60, you're getting 9 comics, a pinup, which Mike is the fucking master of pinups. I'm sorry, he is. He's fucking amazing. You can't ask for a better package there. This one's hard for me though. Mike, I know you hate to hear this, but I've got it all already. I got it all. So it's hard for me. I mean, obviously, I'm going to give you money. You know I will. But maybe we'll have to work an off Kickstarter deal or something.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he's got any stretch goals or anything on here. I was trying to find out if there's any stretch goals. But there's other really interesting premium packages that you can do. Now, starting at $115, there's an action figure reward. So you get PDF copies of Hot Shot 1 through 9, and then you get the standard Hot Shot action figure, which is a limited edition that Short Fuse is doing with another company. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. But it's what I would compare it to as far as posability and stuff, the Secret Wars Marvel figures from the 80s, where it's the kind of basic arm, leg articulation, head articulation. Yeah. There's a Hot Shot figure, and let's see, there's another one too.
Vigilance.
No, I wish it was. No, it's Void, the big.
The big guy. Yeah.
So Hot Shot Void. There's premium action figure packages as well, but this is a really interesting one. Of course, this wouldn't be one we could do either because we're already in there. But a recurring roll reward. So for $300, you can get all that happy horse crappy from the other ones, including 1 through 9, the thank you, the promotion list, the everything. But you become drawn as a recurring character or have your character become a recurring character within at least 3 issues minimum of Hot Shot or any Hot Shot companion stories.
Hell yeah.
Yep. Now that being that we're in that world, I can tell you it's pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Like there's much more. Wasn't much more that I could hope for. Like it is a fucking amazing package. There's Hotshot T-shirt packages, which they look fucking amazing too. Like I tell you what, like I don't know. Like at this point, we're starting. Oh, they actually have pictures of the figures up. I haven't seen them yet. You guys can't see this, but if you go to the Hotshot Kickstarter, you can see this. The figures actually look better than I expected.
Let me see. I'm coming over to see it. Oh, damn. That's pretty baller.
They have the void one. No, that's the one that one.
Yeah.
Man, look at that. That's pretty damn awesome.
That is pretty sweet.
You guys got to go and check this out. That's... I don't know what the size on these are. I don't know if they're 3 3/4 or if they're 6-inch figures. But it looks fucking amazing. And I need it in my life.
Yeah, look at that.
Mike, we're going to have to talk about this because I don't have $150. But there's t-shirts. There's all kinds of rewards. I mean, like, the book sells itself. Read one issue and you'll be hooked. I defy you to not get into this book. I really do. If you like Spider-Man, you're going to love this book. If you like
Invincible,
you're going to love the book. If you like Teen Titans, anything like that, anything that's a younger kind of hero. And
I'd go, though, goddammit.
No, of course not. And if you love us, hey, we're in that world too. In fact,
buy the book.
Our comic is out right now.
Yes.
Cypher #2 features the full color story. All the first, I think, 9 pages of our story.
Yep.
And is the main story of the issue. Mm-hmm. And ours is the only one in full color and fully realized.
That's right. My mom loves it.
And Dave's mom loves it.
Yep.
Now, if you want a copy of this book, you can catch Mike at any of these conventions that he does. Or we have prints and copies. And if you're interested in a print or a copy, or both, hit me up on Facebook or Twitter. Any of those, you'll get all that shill and stuff later on. Because I can.
So wait, don't you have a Snapchat now?
I do have. No, well, I have a Snapchat as me, but not show related. Okay. But yes, I am.
That would be bad. We don't need a show Snapchat.
No,
that would be horrible.
That would be terrifying to see what pictures we might put on that,
or just videos, because you could do videos on it too.
I have a bunch of friends at work that have Snapchat, and they're like, "Oh, you should get Snapchat. You should get Snapchat." So I was bored this morning, and I decided to download it and try it, and I still don't. I don't understand it immediately.
I don't either.
I don't. I'm trying to figure it out, and I feel like even older than I already am.
I feel like people like cock teasing themselves, like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know, but yeah, break a little kayfabe. Yeah, I'm. It's Alan Hates Stuff is my Snapchat name.
Shocking.
The Alan is capitalized, the Hates is capitalized, and the Stuff is capitalized. Yeah. So Alan Hates Stuff on Snapchat. There you go. Yeah. There's a little miniature kayfabe breaking shill.
Yeah.
I think that is everything that we want to talk about, isn't it? Is that it? Is that literally? Literally?
Well, we're going to talk about Dave's journey to Dragon Con.
Oh, that's right! God, I just buried the fucking lead on that one. You son of a bitch, are going to fucking Dragon Con.
I am going to
which I know my claustrophobia and social anxiety will never allow me to do.
Possibly. We'll see. I'm testing the waters. But yeah,
brave man.
I'm going out to Atlanta to go to Dragon Con this weekend. In fact, actually, I leave tomorrow morning, right after work. Like I'm leaving from work to go to the airport, and then fly to Atlanta. But yeah, I will be going. The lineup for Dragon Con is probably one of the most epic lineups I have ever fucking seen. Like, Jesus Christ. As I was reading it off, all Todd could do is just persistently give me the finger.
Fuck you, dude.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Like, it's a nerd smorgasbord of fucking amazing. Like, and the thing is, I'm getting paid an hour before I hit my plane. So I'm like, oh fuck, I'm gonna be broke.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, son of a bitch. So I will.
You should pull up that lineup real quick.
Oh god,
because it's fucking amazing.
Lineup. Hold on.
Like, I've literally rarely seen a show with a lineup this fucking strong.
Hold on. Okay, well, let me see. But yeah, so if I see you guys there, Well, you probably won't even know.
While Dave's doing that, I want to quickly mention that I did the Sahara, whatever the fuck, however you pronounce it. And someone asked, someone opined, let's put it this way, that we should talk more about our opinions on bleached buttholes. And I don't really have one other than once when I was watching porn, I saw this badly done butthole bleaching that looked like when you drop bleach spots on a brown shirt. Like,
yeah,
it was like botched. I don't know how else to put it. Like, I don't know what skill level it takes to bleach a butthole. But this is a weird aside while you're digging through your phone. But I just thought I would mention it. I also thought I would mention that on my personal Sahara or whatever, that a lot of people want to ride my face, and I'm not sure why. Maybe it's the beard.
I mean, it's possible.
Maybe they think I'm you. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that's all very true, too. Okay. So, let's see. Scott Adsit.
Oh, fucking
comedian.
amazing, Scott Adsit.
Yeah. Let's see. Who else? John Barrowman. Julie Benz. Paul Blackthorne. Alton Brown. Jim Butcher, Charisma Carpenter, Katie Cassidy, John Cusack, Brett Dalton, Arthur Daverill, Michael Dorn,
John Cusack. I just can't get over that one.
Nathan Fillion, Joe Flanagan, Jonathan Franks, Jason David Frank, Karen Gillian,
Jesus,
yeah,
Moses,
Sean Gunn, John Wesley Shipp,
the resurrected corpse of Elvis Presley.
Fucking, the list is ridiculous. Like Alex Kingston, Stan Lee's gonna be there. Oh wow, I didn't realize he was gonna be there too. Zachary Levi's gonna be there.
I hate you. I just want to tell you that. Like
Dina Meyer, fucking Patrick Muldoon.
I don't think you could get me in a room with Dina Meyer and keep me from
Billy Piper,
just
Danielle
bum rushing.
Panabaker, fucking Michael Rosenbaum, Michael Rooker, Katie Sackhoff, John Wesley Shipp, Marita Sirtis, Kevin Sorbo, Matt Smith, Brent Spiner, Ricky Steamboat, baby.
Man, could you do me a huge favor and punch Matt Smith in his giant face?
Carl Urban, Casper Van Dien, Kate Vernon.
Dude, Casper Van Dien, you didn't say that one earlier.
Yeah, I said Casper Van Dien.
I didn't hear that one.
Yeah.
Him and Dina Meyer in the same place? You better get that picture.
Ming oh my
God, that would be so great.
Come on, Rico.
Rico and Diz in the same fucking picture?
Yes.
Tell me you wouldn't be like...
Oh,
it would be hard for them to take the pictures because they would be both awkwardly looking at your erection.
Like, what is it? This is the only thing in the room that kills bugs. I just...
You want to live forever?
I just want to be like, Casper, can you just...
And he'll say it, too, because he says it a lot.
Can you just, scream at me, do you apes want to live forever? I mean, just this
That's
close,
busted.
I don't fucking care. Fucking,
John fucking Rico's son.
yeah, fucking Johnny Rico. Carl Urban, oh my god, that's fucking insane.
I'd love to meet Carl Urban.
Yeah, there's so many other people, that are going to be there, too.
It's insane. It's literally insane.
Insane.
You're a lucky man.
Yes.
And I hate you.
I want to hug Kevin Sorbo. Just I
just love you,
Kevin
sir.
Sorbo. Yeah.
Made my childhood a lot
Kevin
happier.
Sorbo and John Wesley Shipp will be like, you two helped shape my childhood. I need
I
to
feel
hug
that way
both
about
of you.
add Dean Kane in there for me.
Oh, yeah.
That's the three for me. And Lucy Lawless. And
good.
someone to hug her.
Yeah, I don't know if I can.
Special ways.
Yeah, I was just saying, they'd be like,
You're
you're
not
not
me and Dina Meyer though, because I'm a huge Dina Meyer freak.
Dina
I might not be
Meyer,
able to be held back. It would be
because I remember
you
her
with
as
Felicia
fucking
Day.
Barbara Gordon in that fucking Birds of Prey.
Yeah.
She in the fucking Batgirl costume looked fucking amazing. Peter Mayhew. Who else?
Tots Crystal Pepsi.
Yep. Oh, so much crystal. So much crystal. Yeah, that was funny watching you fucking buy all that shit.
Yeah, those of you that are friends with me on my non-show Facebook page should see the greatest selfie ever of me in front of a wall of Crystal Pepsi looking like the happiest child that you've ever seen.
Yeah.
So much Crystal Pepsi.
Yeah. If you guys just check out... Dude, Crew Shadows is going to be there.
Yeah.
That's fucking insane.
I'll tell you, it's going to be an amazing show.
A bunch of the guys from Mystery Science Theater.
Yeah, the original Mads are going to be there. Yeah, and
the robot.
And I think
Bill Corbett.
Bill Corbett's going to be there too. It's going to be an amazing show. It's also going to be nuts to butts to butts to nuts to butts. Like, every video I've ever seen of it, like, it looks like a fucking... You know what it reminds me of? Like, World War Z, like that weird swarm, ant swarm of zombies. That's what the Dragon Con videos look like to me. So I could not last 5 seconds before I started elbowing motherfuckers. It would turn into a weird-ass hardcore match.
But can you imagine the pictures? So I'm going to be doing a lot of pictures... And I'm going to be doing videos. I'm going to be doing vlogs.
You're taking Ludo with you.
Yeah, I'm taking Ludo and company. Because he's got a little buddy. I'm going to start adding to the pictures, too. And I got the selfie stick so I can do videos and stuff.
Correspondent style.
Yeah, correspondent style. I'll have the mask. I'm probably going to be bringing my old mask, not the new one, just in case.
A little retro.
I'm going to try and get as many cosplayers as I can.
Cool.
I may get... special pictures of a very familiar cosplayer that we know.
Oh, really?
If I run into Sarah.
Well, yeah, that's right. Yeah. She's going to be there.
Yeah, I'm going to be like, show me the feats! Show me the
feats. Man, I'm so sad we didn't record this in time for the eBay auction for her ass banner.
Yes!
I'm going to tell you, I bid on that fucker, but the Bell Book and Comic guys beat me.
Oh, really?
So it's going to be there.
Sweet. Every time I go home, I get to see Sarah's ass.
When it go, I swear to God, next time we go to date and we're going to Bell Book and Comic and we're taking pictures with that fucking ass banner.
Be like,
I'm going to put my face on one side of your ass and Dave's face on the other side of your ass.
I'm going to go down low for the feats. Like, look at the gams, baby. Look at the gams. You know. So
it's for a good cause.
It's to get her ass to Dragon Con.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I can see it more.
That's pretty damn brilliant.
Yeah. That's great marketing.
I want to throw a quick plug in before we do the shills.
In her ass?
Oh God, I'm so sorry, Sarah. I am so sorry.
Yes, that's the greatest segue ever.
That was the best unintentional segue of my life. I'm so sorry. Anyway.
Fuck yes. Oh gosh, she's gonna beat the shit out of us. We're talking about putting plugs in my ass. I'm gonna get stuck right in the face.
I'm so sorry.
I'm wondering if Aaron's gonna laugh or punch me or do both.
Like, said worse. Throw a quick plug in for our good buddy, or big supporter of the show, Brandon Bean's long box sale that he's having this weekend. He didn't get to plug the last show because he was having one last weekend, but he decided to do 2 weekends in a row, which he doesn't usually do. And I didn't get to go to the last one, but
plugs.
I should be able to go. I'm gonna sneeze. Sorry, guys. Anywho, cat hell.
Yeah.
He's having a long box, short box deal sale, and this is actually kind of... I'm going to sneeze again. Sorry, Brandon. Guys, I sneeze so loud. Let me pull up the actual information on it, because he's doing a special sort of deal thing, which is pretty cool. Let me see. Okay, so... Oh, damn it. Sorry for the dead air, people. I'm trying to shake off 5,000 sneezes and find this paragraph of information that I want to read out, and I want to give Brandon a proper shout-out, because he's great at shouting us out. But he's doing a special deal for this, and it's interesting. But basically, okay, I don't remember the prices, because I can't find the freaking post, but he's going to be doing a deal where if you bring your own boxes, like long box and short box, there's going to be a set price. I think like a short box is $80 to fill it with like all the dollar comics you can.
Hell yeah!
And then a long box is I think $150.
That's still pretty nice.
And I don't know what comic book box capacity is. I wonder if I could Google that. Long box capacity. The power of Google.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you Google?
Okay, so short boxes, it says, hold 150 to 200 comics.
Yeah.
And then long boxes hold 250 to 300 comics.
Damn.
So what a fucking deal this is.
Yeah, that's...
For $80, you can fill a fucking short box. That's 150 to 200 of comics right there.
almost double.
That's insane amounts of awesome reading material, and Brandon has selection out the freaking yin-yang. He goes and buys collections from people, and then sells them. And, like, his dollar deals, I've gotten amazing fucking deals in there.
And you're getting that for almost, like, 50 cents, like, a comic.
Yeah.
So.
And then, my God, like, you couldn't ask for a more badass deal for that. But let me go back to it here. But, yeah, that's going to be this weekend, September 2nd. And September 3rd, Bean's Garage Sale Comics, 5876 Sundrops Avenue in Galloway, Ohio, which is basically right outside of Columbus. It's literally about 10 minutes from me, if that. My mom lives on the same street as this guy. Yeah, his neighbor, one of his neighbors is actually my mother, so.
That's true.
And yet I never stop when I go over there. Funny that. Anywho.
Yeah.
But I think that's going to wrap it up for everything else. Is it shilling time?
Yep, Dance Monkey.
All right, so if you like what you heard today on the Basement Fodder Podcast, you can, of course, find us at our network home of digitalnerdage.com. You can find us on our website at thebasementofdoom.wordpress.com. You can find us on social media in a myriad of places. Todd of Basement Fodder, Dave of Basement Fodder, the original Basement Babe, the Dead Mother of Doom, Basement Fodder Podcast, the Todd Files, It Came From the Q, and Titan Trap Customs, of course. And you can find me on Facebook as Todd Dave, and you can find Dave as Dave Basement of Doom. And, of course, on Twitter and Instagram, at Basement Fodder for both of those, and at Titan Trap Customs. And, of course, as I mentioned earlier, on Snapchat as Alan Hates Stuff. So, I think that's going to wrap it up for this week's edition.
Wrap it up, B.
As live, as always, from the Basement of Doom, we're going to wrap this one up. And until next time, the basement door is closed.